Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale by Chiro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. Where's the website? Hopefully I got that on there right. Alright, so they're Llewellyn products. This one is, there's the website llewellyn.com, and there's some other social media links. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. Website for this one is shewhoisart.com. I think there's a couple other ones back there. Feel free to freeze frame and check out whatever you're interested in. And I use dice. I use a 22-sided dice. For the major arcana, 22 I use a 0. For the fool, because there's 21. Yeah, you know. And I have a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana and a 4-sided dice to choose the element. They came from, is it Math Art Fun? MathArtFun.com. So if you're interested in any of that, that's where they came from. Alright. That being said, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and now on to your read. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Boom. Communication right off the bat. I think of Cancer as being like very thoughtful communication. Usually, I know that sometimes situations just happen and you just kind of go with the situation, but when that happens, it usually is because there's already pent up energy and you need to say something. That's how I interpret Cancer anyway. I'm sure y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Adversity walking away. What's going on with that? So, adversity walking away. Adversity walking. So, I got the 8 of Cups, but I keep feeling like it's adversity walking away. So, I don't really see anything bad here. Not for you anyway. There's something going on with something improving for you, but somebody else getting stress. But I feel like it's stress that they need. They need that stress. So, you've been very diligent with some subject, very diligent. Maybe you've been taking care of a certain aspect of a situation. Maybe you've been like, for example, just to make it really benign, maybe there's a family member or a friend and they can't get around as well currently. Maybe they haven't for a couple years. So maybe you've been like, you know, when you go grocery shopping, you also get their groceries and then they pay you back and you drop off their groceries when you're on your way home. Could be something where it's like, I'm shopping anyway, it's not a big deal. I just make it happen, and it might be something that you've been used to and you've done for quite a while, and maybe even to you it's like it's not a bother, it's just something that you do. And it makes you feel like they're taken care of and you're looking out for them, and you also get to touch base with them, you see how they're doing. Just for an example. It's something that, like, it could be a work situation, just to be fair. It could be somebody you're helping out at work that you don't have to, but you're like, I'll just make sure that this keeps working and they're okay, and I can also touch base with how they're doing. So I just keep churning it around this way, and I feel like I've gotten very used to it. I don't see you trying to tell somebody how to live their life or anything like that. It's just like a little bit of a supportive energy. To you, it's not a big deal. To you, it's kind of like, I'm kind of in that mode anyway. I'm kind of going that direction as it is. I'm just adding this in so I can keep an eye on this person and make sure that they're okay. I feel like you're looking out for somebody in that sense. At the same time, you do have some worries about this person, kind of like, you know, are things at some point going to get better for them? Or is this just the beginning of a slow demise? I feel like I don't know. Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? I don't know. But for right now, this is what I'm doing to stay connected so that I have more of a heads up. I have a more of an connection to this situation so that I know, like if it starts slipping a little more, I'm like, oh, there it goes. But can we improve that? Does it have to? Versus like, oh, this it's getting better. Okay, that's good. Then maybe I can support that to help it continue to get better. You're just trying to keep your eye on it. You're not really sure if it's a good thing or not. You're not really sure if it's the beginning of things getting worse or the possibility is going to get better. I'm just kind of going with it the way I'm going with it. The thing is, you got Earth coming in supporting you, a very supportive Earth energy, which doesn't have to be anybody of an Earth sign, but it's just telling me that we're starting to build on this. Whoever you're connected to, they're learning something. They're bringing something into the situation. They're probably telling you what's going on, but they're putting in some different effort. And they're building things in a different way. And for whatever reason, for example, if you were picking up this person's groceries for whatever reason, they're starting to look into the possibility of that maybe them getting their own transportation again. Or maybe they're looking into moving closer to the moving closer to things they need. Or, they're looking into changing something to where, things could improve for them. So they're not as dependent on other people. I don't think this is going to change your connection. Like, I feel like you're going to still find a way to stay connected to this. But, like, they're looking into a way to improve their life. That's the short answer to that. And it's not something they're doing in 2 seconds, but they're looking long term. So maybe, for example, if we're going to use that grocery method, maybe you have a family member who doesn't drive anymore, just for argument's sake. And they live like 10 miles out of town. They might be looking at selling their house and moving somewhere in town to where, they would have more access to things. They wouldn't be out there in the boonies as much. Versus like somebody you work with, for example. Maybe this is somebody who you've been helping and making sure that everything's working out for them and they understand what they're doing and everything stays up to date. They might be looking at maybe changing their position. Not leaving the company, but doing a different position that might be more suited to them. You'll still be connected to them, but it might be something that's more matching what they do best. That type of thing. And I feel like when I'm seeing this, I feel like I understand that this is good for them. I'm not really 100% sure. How do you feel about it? I don't know if you like it or not, but I'm understanding that this could improve their situation, so I'm not against it. But there's nothing I can do for it. I understand that this could improve their situation. I also understand it's up to them to make those decisions. I feel this way a lot, especially with family members. When they start talking about changes, I'll be positive about it, but I won't push, if that makes sense. Kind of like, I'm like, okay, you could do that, that's cool. But I won't push, and I won't try to push them forward towards it. Like, here's more information, this is why you should do it, go talk to this person. I won't push like that. But I'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, keep going. Do what you want to do. Do some more research. If you're going to do that, I support that. I'll say stuff like that, but I won't, like, do the work for them or push them forward. I'll be like, all right, yeah, I think it's a good idea. I support you if you decide to do that. And I feel like that's kind of how this is going. Kind of like, you're not trying to make it happen. Whatever this is, you're not trying to push them forward. Like, talk to this person, do this, take care of this, make sure this is taken care of. I'm not like proactive and pushing them forward. I'm just kind of like positive about it. And I feel like that's a good way to be for this one. I feel like it's good. The thing is, there's a lot of communication coming in. They're talking with you a lot. They might be asking you what you think about it and how you feel about it, and if you have any ideas about how they can make it happen. I do think you're going to share what you can. I don't see you like shooting down the situation. At the same time, I'm not really sure that you're supportive of it, like in the sense of like I really want that to happen. I feel like I'm looking at it like that's a possibility. I would like to see if that works in a sense, but I'm not confident in it enough to push it forward. So I'm like, when somebody asks me, do I like it? I'm like, I can see how that would work. I just feel like I'm not saying yes, I like it, or no, I don't. I feel like I'm just kind of like, oh, I can see where you could make that work. I can see where you would be successful. But I'm not saying, yeah, definitely, I would do that if I was you. I'm not doing that, and I'm also not going, no, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I'm not doing that either. They're also asking you about, how do you think I would do this, or how do you think I could get help with this? And you're saying, well, I know so and so uses this person to upgrade their house so they can get a better price for it when they sell it. So like if we're doing that version, or like if somebody if it was in a business sense, they're like, do you think I could get that position? What do you think it would take? Well, I know that if you talk to HR and this person, they'll tell you what's required, and they might help you set up to get what you need, or help you get like let you know like if there's any courses you should take or there's anything you should read to get up on the situation. They could advise you. I don't think I'm doing it myself, but I feel like I'm saying these people could help you. I feel like I'm offering people who could help. Whoever this person is, they're at this precipice, is what I'm getting. It's the Seven of Wands is like, I kind of, when I'm getting this today, I feel like it's somebody at the gate. Because a lot of times I feel like the seven, I don't know when I'm going into the nine, but the 9 too has like a gate feeling for me. It's just about how the gate feels. In the 7, I feel like there's something on the outside of the gate, and I'm blocking it from getting in. When it's the 9, I feel like I'm on the inside of the gate and I'm blocking it from getting out. It just seems to be the way I read those two cards. But we got the 7 this time. They're at this gate, and they're at this choice where they could either stay at the gate and not do anything, or they could step outside this gate and start living their life in a different way. And I feel like for Cancer, this is a little unnerving. Kind of like, I want them to be successful. And you probably are keeping this to yourself, this thought. But the truth is, if this reading is really hitting, you definitely want them to be successful. You just don't feel guaranteed that it's gonna happen, and it makes you nervous. Kind of like, if you stay here where you've been, I can help you. I know I can help you. If you go out there and try something new, I might be able to help you, and I'd like to help you, but I don't know. And it makes you nervous, kind of like, because you care about these people. Whoever this is, you care about them. So I feel like it's one of those things where I do think it's time for them to step forward. This is why I also keep feeling this, like I'm giving them other ideas, like talk to this person, get this other person's ideas, see what this person says. Not only to get their ideas, but also like I'm hoping that person will also look out for this one that I care about. So they're at this precipice of either stepping outside and changing their lives and hopefully improving it, or staying where they are. And that's also kind of scary, because like if they don't change, sooner or later the situation may go south anyway. So it's kind of like, oh, I feel like I'm kind of nervous about it. This next step for you, because it means a lot to you, and it's also affecting your life quite strongly as we keep moving forward. The Devil card reversed and the 5 of Wands. There's going to be this next level. Whoever this person is, they are stepping forward is what I'm getting. The thing is, something about this, you have the ability to go with them. You have the ability to move forward with them in some respect. So it's kind of like if you have your own house and this person's moving forward, they might, sell their house and move closer to town or whatever. I feel like you might have an option that you weren't expecting. There's something here about either they're moving closer to you, or like, I get for some people maybe they're moving and you're like, oh, there's this place and it has an in-law apartment, and I've been considering moving. If we combine resources, we could both buy this place. They could have the in-law apartment, and I could have the main structure, and then I always know that they're going to be okay, and they're right there. I'll always know that they're okay. Vice versa, the job. This other person's finding something. Maybe they're going to a totally different department, but during that process of them learning things, you see something over there for you too, and you're like, they'll get that, but I could also go for this, and I could be part of that too. And that's more money for me. This is a possibility for me. Possibilities are showing up for you just as much as them. And it's kind of like new options are showing up for you that you weren't even looking for, quite frankly, is what I'm getting. But there's this balance coming in of like, you're helping them, you're trying to be this positive support for them, and then all of a sudden something else is coming your way, like you could have an upgrade as well. Which, it depends what it is. It depends what it is, how you're going to feel about it, because I feel like that's really important. And there's advice on this part. Do you have to take it? Clearly no. I feel like that's obvious. But it doesn't have to come in 5 seconds, but they're saying don't sit on this for a long time. You're going to know within a couple days. I would say probably within the first day of you hearing it. at the longest within 2, you have to make your internal decision. Doesn't mean you have to tell anybody else what you've decided. You have to make your internal decision within a day, 2 at the most. Don't sit on it for a long time. This is the don't do advice. Don't just sit on it and go, just keep thinking about it, maybe and maybe and maybe. Within the first day, possibly 2, you need to make your decision. Realize that this is a judgment in your favor. This is for you. This is a good thing. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. So there's nothing saying you need to do this. No, there's none of that. There's just, within the first day or 2, make your internal decision. I either want it or I don't want it. If you kind of float there in limbo, after the second day, it just will float away. So it may be floating in limbo, like if a week goes by and it's still floating in limbo, it's floating away. That they're just saying. Do you have to? Definitely not. Definitely not. So if you decide, I don't really think I want that, that's fine. That's cool. But they're saying make that internal decision within the first day, 2 at the most. 2 days at the most. Because whatever you decide, I feel like even if you decide, no, this isn't for me, if you decide that within the first 2 days, it'll change your viewpoint and you'll handle whatever you're going to do for this person going forward a lot stronger, and it'll be ironically a lot easier because you're going to look at this like I already said no to that, so I'm not even considering that. I'm just centering on what's going on for the person I'm connected to. Vice versa, if you decide, yes, I decided I do want this. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but I do want this. It'll just start lining up, and it'll just start falling in your lap the way it needs to happen, and you'll just make it happen piece by piece as you need to. But within those first 2 days, you got to make that internal emotional decision, yes or no. If you just if you keep floating in the, I don't know, maybe, after 2 days, especially a week, it's going to float away. So it's better. You're stronger. You get a better outcome, either deciding yes or no. Either is fine. There's no wrong answer. But they're saying do that to get the success you want. Even if it's no, there's still success with that. It's that limbo area that just kind of pulls me back and forth. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like if I live between 2 cities and it's an hour either way, and it's kind of like I'm floundering. I don't know which way I'm going to go. I'm like, well, maybe I'll go to city A, maybe city B, A, B, A. I never get to either city. I never get to either. If I make a decision like yes or no, I can get, if I say no, it's city B, for example. I end up in city B. There's a lot there for me in city B. If I say yes, I get to city A, a lot there. But if I don't make a decision, I just kind of flounder. I never get any benefit of anything. Where are you going? Okay. Justice. There's a lot of like thinking it out, deciding what you want. This is for you. Not everybody, whatever this is a great outcome for you. If you choose yes or no, not everybody's going to agree with you either way. I'm going to be honest. I keep getting the flounder energy. People seem to be more comfortable with you not making any advancements. I don't know what that's about, but this is a moment where they're saying step away from other people's expectations and you just decide what you want. I find that very interesting. If you choose yes or no, I feel like either way there's people disappointed, but if you just flounder and it just kind of floats away, people don't seem to have an issue with you either way. So, I don't know. I don't feel like that's in your best interest, though. I would truly recommend you choosing what you want, and then I would also pay attention to how people treat you after that. And if people are upset with you, I don't think you need to argue with them, but maybe look a little bit deeper and kind of wonder to yourself, why do they not want me to have something that makes me happy? Vice versa, you might also want to notice a little closer, when you choose something you do want, who are the people who really support you and stand even stronger with you? You might want to just look at that a little bit closer, because I do think that's important. I'm not saying you have to do anything with it. I'm just saying you might want to look a little closer at it. Because if you make a choice left or right, like a yes or no choice, it does seem like it's really important here. Where are we going, Dace? Okay. There's not much to be said to other people about it. I feel like the truth is going to come forward. This might be a secondary thing that I wasn't expecting. Because if you choose yes or no, you're choosing what you want. You're taking control of your life. For some, you have the ability to see somebody, at least one person, for who they really are. This is optional. I feel like this is like an add-on part of the read, but they're saying you don't have to do this part, but it's going to be right in your face. It's going to be right in front of you. If you choose something that you want that makes you happy and somebody has a real adversity to that, they're saying maybe this is something you should look at and let that person just kind of quietly diminish at the very least, or maybe exit your life. I've seen this happen with people and their family members. The way I've seen it play out, it doesn't end up in an argument. It just kind of like you see somebody and how they really treat you and how they really feel about you. And it's not like a fight. It's just kind of like, oh, they're not really supportive. So I'm just not going to go there anymore. I'm just going to do different things with my time. I'll see them once in a while if we're at the same event. There's no animosity, but like I'm not going to gravitate towards them once I see that they're not supportive of me. It's not like a bad ending, and sometimes it's like not even a total ending. It's just kind of like maybe we were really up here very, very, very close and we hung out a lot, but as I saw that they don't really support me, it goes way down here. It's kind of like we know each other, and I care about them. I want them to be okay, but I don't want to be around that energy because it's just not supportive of my life. It seems optional. You don't have to do that part. But I'm also getting, if you do that, what's going to happen is the people who stay in your life will get stronger. The people who do support you, you'll support them, and there'll be a lot more strength there. It does say family. It could be a family thing. But even if this is a work thing, this is sometimes, I feel like Cancer does this. When you really care about people, they don't have to be blood related, but they can get very tight in your life, very strong in your life. And when you find somebody who really is honorable to you and supports you and is there for you, you'll be there for them just as strong, if not stronger. And you'll get a lot more there. And it's like that Hermit card is like, I feel like that internal voice will get stronger. Your own energy will get a lot stronger. This is like an introspection card, but I'm getting like your internal energy, your internal support, your internal confidence will get stronger by surrounding yourself with people who actually, truly do support you. That last part is optional, but they're saying if you're going to get the success, really optimize that success is what the advice is, but you got to do what's right for you. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.